Lucas with WTRE. I'm here with the library. I'm here interviewing with Lori.
Lori.
Sorry.
Nope, you're fine.
From the library.
Yep. It's nice to see you, Lucas. It's exciting to have somebody new in the chair over there. I came today to talk, as people usually know, I will talk a little bit about what programming we have going on at the library. But it's interesting because I had kind of an epiphany after talking to some people that maybe there are people at the library that others in the community don't know. And so I'm going to do this tiny little thing before I get started on programming and tell you who some of our key players are at the library. People hear from me all the time. And so I'm the public services manager. I do all the adult side of everything. And then we have, on the adult side, we have Amy Swihart. She is our children's librarian. We have, on the adult side for programming, we have Lacey Gibson and Karen Lane. Our director is Brenda Campbell. She is new to the library as of last November. And we have an Indiana historical librarian, Jennifer Leach. And so those are some of the people, some of the key players that are doing programming and bringing new things to the library all the time. And so I'll share a little bit. Lucas, if you have any questions, just hop right in. I do want to mention over in Westport, we have Katrina Freeman, and Katrina is our branch manager over there. And our programming is starting back up at the Westport branch. So tomorrow night from 5 to 6, they are having a teen program, so grades 6 through 12, Westport Wonders, and they're actually going to make some Valentines. And so it'll be a Valentine program for teens so that you can, give that to your favorite Valentine, could be your mom, that's, spoken from the mom's point of view, or your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whatever. And then also tomorrow night, 5:30 to 6:30, we have family bingo at Westport, and bingo is kind of a big deal. Everybody likes to play, and so this one is open to families, prizes for the winners, and fun for all. And then I just also will mention that tomorrow night is our student book club. And maybe this will make you laugh, Lucas, like it did me. The book that they're reading, and this is grades 1 through 5, the book that they're reading is I Survived the Black Death. But then right under that it says, we're going to discuss the book and make a simple craft. Now,
that's an interesting thing to make a craft on.
What would you make a craft? I Survived the Black Death. What kind of a craft do you think they'll be making?
I honestly have no idea.
I have no idea either. I did not go over and find out, but I'm like, I have to kind of know now, like what that craft is going to be. I know that they really enjoy that series of books, the I Survived series, and it's all about all of the natural disasters or
thing like that.
Is that something that you read when you were younger?
Yeah, I've read some of their books.
Yeah, they're actually really good, and I always liked them even as adult because a lot of times you get really clear, concise information in children's books or in like YA literature, whatever. And so, but yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go and find out what kind of a craft you make when you're talking about the Black Death. And then on the 16th of February, which is next Monday from 4 to 6, our teen librarian, Sherry Rabideau, she has the teens working on a vision board. Are you familiar with a vision board?
No, not really. What is it?
So a vision board is sort of an inspirational, Sherry says, a roadmap. So it's like you will go through magazines and different kinds of literature and find pictures and quotes and ideas of things, kind of like a real life touchable Pinterest board, if you know what Pinterest is. Yeah, and so you can make that vision board. So anything that's like your goal for the year. So if you are you're involved, let's say you're involved in a sport or you're involved in, you want to make your grades better or whatever, you can put that on your vision board. And so they're going to she says, it's a new year and we've all changed. So what do you want to achieve, become, or dream of for your future? And so they're going to create that vision for themselves on a vision board. And I think it sounds like a lot of fun. I don't know what I would put on mine. Maybe my Black Death craft. I don't know. The other things we have coming up, we have a preschool play day. That's on Tuesday, February the 17th. Also on Tuesday, we have a Crafty Kids snowball painting. And I actually thought maybe they were going to try to paint with snowballs, but I think it's probably less cold than that. I think it's probably
Might be a little too late.
yeah, and the snow may be melted. Let's hope the snow is melted. I speak for probably almost everyone that hopes that snow will be melted by then. We are continuing our story time at Westport. Those are on Wednesday mornings from 10 to 10:30, and they do just like we do at the library in town. They do stories and songs and rhymes, and then they do like a little craft to go along with that. We do have family story time in Greensburg on Wednesdays at 10:30. We have a craft program coming up at Westport on the 18th from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. They're going to do rope art, and it's a craft where you spell a word out of rope on a piece of board, and then you can paint it and do some decorating. So I think the one that I saw that was the sample said relax, which again probably needs to go on somebody's vision board, right, that they can relax. And then something that I understand that you are homeschooled, yes. And the library does every month. We do a homeschool program, and that's open from grades a little younger than you, but kindergarten through third grade. But older and younger siblings are welcome to attend. But they're studying the science of wind this time, and so they always read books and do group activities, and then also make a little craft that goes along with that. We are starting, we do still have our Walk with a Doc program going on. That is on Wednesdays from 4 until about 5:15. That involves a tiny little presentation by the doctor that's actually there that day, or the nurse practitioner, and then they walk for 30 minutes. If the weather is not conducive to walking, then they do an indoor walking or indoor exercise program. Sherry has been working really hard on teens and teen programming, and one of the things that she has found is that they're enjoying cooking programs. Do you like to cook?
I can barely cook.
You can barely cook?
I'm a mess in the kitchen.
Can you make a grilled cheese sandwich?
Barely.
Barely. Okay, maybe then this is your program. This is where you need to come. She's been doing some cooking programs, but she's starting something new. She's going to put in a little recipe corner, share and take. So if that's something that you like to use, you like to cook, or you want to get better at it so you can feed yourself if you need to, you can drop off your favorite recipe and pick up a favorite recipe. So if you need to make that grilled cheese, we can teach you how to do that. But then maybe something a little more fancy you could do as well with that, with picking up a recipe. On February the 20th, we have our adult chair yoga class, and that is at 10:30. So that's just obviously yoga in a chair, so it's a little bit less taxing for those with maybe bad knees or have problems standing. Also on that Friday, we have the lunchtime matinee, and if you are interested in knowing what that movie is, you can look on our website, greensburglibrary.org. And then on Saturday the 21st, we have our Otaku Club. Are you interested in anime at all? Is that anything that you've ever looked into?
Well, not really.
Not too much. So it's anime, talking about the Japanese culture, trying new foods, hanging out. They always discuss, they watch an anime, and then they discuss that. And they also, this time they'll be doing an origami craft and a couple of other things kind of along that same Japanese culture line. And it's a really popular program. It's a smaller demographic of people who enjoy that, but if you are really interested in anime and manga and that Japanese culture, it's something that is definitely for you. So, and that is actually, I believe, ages 16 and up. They don't watch anything that isn't appropriate for the younger people. And then you're probably not familiar with, and so I'll tell you a little bit. We have something called our Library Speakers Consortium, and that is a group of libraries that all go together and pay a yearly fee to have virtual discussions that you can watch at your leisure. Virtually, you can watch it on your computer or TV, whatever, phone.
what website would you go to
So
so
you go,
they could do this?
good question. I'm glad you asked that because that's always something that I want people to understand. So if you go to our website and you go to our online services, so like Hoopla and Libby and Canopy, those are all our streaming services. There's a big, at the very bottom of that page, a big thing that says Library Speakers Consortium. Once you click that, it'll take you to our page that will tell you all about the talks that are coming up, the talks that we've had in the past, and you can watch everything that has been in the past. So depending on what your favorite genre is. And the cool thing, they've just added 3 more, and we've purchased this part of it, 3 more talks. So now instead of 3 per month, there will be 6, and they're all different topics. One of those will be geared toward the youth. So it'll be like a young adult, juvenile, junior books kind of thing. And so you can see who all the authors are that are coming up. On the 24th, and this actually will air live from 2 to 3, and you can watch it live and type in questions into the chat if you want to, but those are also available to watch after the fact. And so this one is called Smithson's Gamble, and it's the incredible history behind the world's largest museum. And it's the Smithsonian. So a man who's been at the Smithsonian for 45 years will talk about how the museum was established. He's going to talk about how the research is done. It started as a small little organization, and now it's this huge institution. And so I think that one will be a very interesting a program to listen to. And he does have a book called Smithson's Gamble, and I feel like that's probably something that if you're interested in that kind of thing will be a really fascinating program. And then let me scroll through my programs here and see what else we have coming up. February is packed full of all kinds of things. The teens and tweens, and that would be grades 3 through 12. They're going to start a chess club. So if you know people who are interested in playing chess, that will start on the 23rd, and then will be, I think they're carrying that out. I don't know if it's monthly or every other month, but they'll be working on that. The teens, starting in March, and I won't go into all of March's programs, but on March the 2nd, they're doing Spoons and Sundays. Have you ever played the card game Spoons?
Sounds familiar, but I don't believe so.
It can be very dangerous. I used to be the teen librarian, and we always wondered how quickly blood would be shed. But you put spoons in the middle of it's like musical chairs. So if you have 12 people, you put 11 spoons. The cards go around in a circle, and as soon as you have 4 of the same card, so like 4 4s or 4 7s, you grab a spoon, and you try to do it so that nobody else notices, because then everybody else grabs a spoon, and whoever is that person who doesn't get a spoon is out of the game until they start a new game. So it's basically musical chairs with spoons and cards. And
yeah, I think I played this.
Yeah,
before.
you've played it, and it can be dangerous because there's a lot of slapping and grabbing and like snatching up the spoons that can go on. And sometimes those girls have sharp nails. It's a lot of fun, and it's fun to watch them play because they get very excited. One of the other programs that I want to mention that is coming up, because I feel like this is something that is kind of important. We are doing an authors fair, and I want to tell you when the author fair is, but I have to look at the date. We are, for the very first time, adding in an author fair, and we've never had, I know it's in April. Let me find it. My girls will be mad at me because I don't know the date. There it is. It's April the 25th. And so this is a local author fair. So if you are someone who's interested in new authors, interested in the authors that live in Indiana, someone who's lived here, maybe has moved away but is writing, we have 20 8 authors coming so far. And the author fair will be where it's an open house. You can come in, meet the authors, purchase their books if you'd like to. There will be some prizes given out, but it's just a really perfect opportunity to talk to authors about how they got their books published. There are several different methods of publishing now where, you can self-publish, you can go with a publishing company. There's a hybrid publishing program that's a little bit of both of those things. And so finding out how people have authored, how they wrote their books, how they came up with their ideas, how they got their book published. And there will be a question and answer period during that where we can ask questions of all of the authors at the same time. But you'll be able to wander through and talk to the authors and meet them. And I do think that anyone who loves to read or is an aspiring author will find that program to be very interesting and very educational. And again, that's in April. So if you are an aspiring author, reach out. If you have written a book and you live in Indiana or have lived in Indiana, reach out to Karen Lane at the Greensburg Library, and they can set you up or give you an idea about how to go about participating in the author fair. And that is about all I have. Let me just say that if you are interested in library programming, you can visit us on our website, which is greensburglibrary.org. You can give us a call, 812-663-2826. You can look on our website and find email addresses for all of us if you'd like to email directly to one of us. But we have a continually changing set of programs, and then also a very standard set of programs. Like, we play bingo and eat donuts on the second Wednesday of every month. So when I leave here today, I'm going to call bingo numbers and let people win prizes and eat donuts. And there's not a whole lot more fun than that.
That's a great
right,
life.
Emily? I mean, if
That's
you
a great life.
if you are a person who can come to the library at 10 o'clock, eat a donut, play bingo, maybe win a prize, have a lot of fun, have a lot of laughs, it's fun to just see everybody socializing and having a good time. And so, but we have a lot of those kind of programs at the library these days. We just had a very successful kids fair. I'm so excited that we had several guest readers come and read to the kids, and I think that's going to become an annual event, which is really nice in the middle of a nasty January, cold, yucky time of the year.
Sorry, Lucas, stealing the show. No,
It's okay.
No, I was at that event on Saturday. I got to pop in for a little bit, and what a phenomenal turnout!
Right, we had over 200 and some odd people that were in the building that day. 200, I can't remember exactly what Karen told me, but well over 200. And, they listened to stories. They got to see some vendors. I know the health department was there, and they had purchased a new, a heart puzzle. And so the kids got to take the heart apart and put the heart back together, because February's Heart Month.
Yes.
And then they gave out jump ropes to kids, which I think is, so awesome, because we need people out there doing physical activities. And I know Taylor was there with Dog-Eared Pages. I did not get to attend because I had a family function that I had to go to, but I know that those are the only two that I really know, because my husband, obviously, I talked to his crew about the health department.
I believe the Parks Department was there. Visit Greensburg.
Yes.
And I saw so many people. I was socializing.
Yes, you couldn't.
People.
Yeah.
But Karen, I want to give her a great. She scanned the books in so the kids could read along with them. And I was talking to the readers afterwards, the guest readers. What a great idea that was.
It is. And that actually probably started, it was probably Amy Swihart, because when we do summer reading, they visit the schools before school is out every year. And they read a book when they visit the schools. And they've done that now for years, where they scan it in and then they show it big screen format so all the kids can see the pages. And that does make a tremendous difference. It's really hard if you're the kid in the back and you can't see the dog on the page.
And you can see them engaged. I think
Yes.
that was the biggest for me. You could see they were looking at the book, whether they could read or not. They were at least looking at the book and looking at the
pictures. And I understand that our guest readers were great.
They did a wonderful job.
I know we had Mayor Marsh was there with his dog Truman, which I love that he has a dog named Truman. And then Miss Tree City was there.
Chase. And then from True County Players, it was Morgan
Strauber. Yeah, and so they were great readers. I think that's a lot of fun, and I'm so proud of, when you have someone in your life, like you're the mom kind of character in your own scenario, and you're watching these people that you've hired in, and you're watching them grow, and you're watching them come up with new ideas and do all these new things. And I must say, I am so incredibly proud of Karen, because this is something she worked really hard on with the Arts and Cultural Council, and I think Dog-Eared Pages. I think they all came together, and having those community partnerships. We've done so many wonderful things with WTRE. We partner with the health department. Those partnerships are so important for our community, and so having all of that come together under the library roof was really awesome. So cheers and kudos to everyone who was involved and who attended. Because the other thing is, I always say, if you throw a party and nobody comes,
Sad day.
It's not much of a party.
Right.
So kudos to the people who came out on a cold, nasty, snow-filled, the weather's been terrible. So those people who came to the event, if you don't show up, then the event isn't successful, and it was definitely successful. And that's how this author fair, that is also Karen and our resident author, Jennifer Leach, who has published several books that we do have in the library. She writes in a young adult vein, and they have come up with this. They have a writers group. They do Writers in the Stacks quarterly, and they get to come in and just write silently and critique each other's work, and they meet monthly, but then they do this writing thing. And so this author fair kind of came about through that, and it's again something we've never done at the library. Other libraries have, and we've always been a little envious of that, wow, let's do that, but we've never had the people to jump in and take it and run with it. And these two girls have really done a great job with that. 28 authors. They were hoping to get 10, and now we have 28.
Blew it out of the water, didn't they?
They did, and these are all authors who have published books. And so the other cool thing is, they asked, as the entrance fee to the library, to this program, they've all donated their copy of their book
nice.
was, and so those books will be available at the library after, when they're all cataloged as well, which I think is really awesome. I know we have I don't know all of the authors. I only know this one because I spoke with him prior to, because he called about doing a program. But we have a gentleman who's, I think he's 86, wrote a book about World War II. He's part of the Tresslers that live here in Greensburg.
Oh, very good.
And so he will be coming to the author fair, but then we also have him slated for a program in May. In May we have a big display about World War I coming that Jennifer's working on. And so even though his book is about World War II, we're going to slate him in there because it is Indiana related. So it's World War I and Indiana, that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
And so Jennifer has done a knockout job of getting, our Indiana room open and letting people see the things that we have. It's just a really, it's a cool experience to see the growth that's happening. And I think you and I just, we've talked about how long it took to come back from COVID and how long it took to get back to a kind of a regular schedule and getting people in and doing different things in all sectors. And
Yeah,
so I
absolutely.
think that's finally happening, and it's just so much fun to see.
Decatur County seems to be hitting their stride again.
They
so
really do,
we're
and I'm
excited.
so excited about that because of all of the things that are happening here. Not just what's happening at the library, but across the board, we have some pretty phenomenal things going on. So, and then I have to say, Emily is wearing a T-shirt or a sweatshirt today that is going to have a song stuck in my head for
All
the
day?
rest
For
of the
all
day. Yes, that.
I hope it makes you smile. when you
It
think
does
of
make me smile. It's just funny because it's not a song that would normally be in my thoughts. So I think you'll have to play that at some point.
Don't worry.
Because
I'll slide it
I think
in.
people need to know that you're wearing a shirt that the song will now be stuck in my head forever. But
All day long.
it's okay. It's all right. I'll be singing it in this corner of my head, while in this corner of my head I'm buying new books for the library.
That's right.
So if you have questions about anything going on at the library, please reach out. Visit us at the library. You're welcome to come in. It's a great place to be during the cold, snowy weather. It's a great place to be all the time.
That's right.
And come see what we've got going on. And it was really great to meet you. Good luck with your future radio and then whatever your endeavors are. Lucas, right?
Yes.
Yes.
We're excited to have him.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, Lori, thanks so much. We will see you next month. And up next, we've got Country Gold on Tree Country 1330.